Okay, hello everyone. I'm going to be reading from Ephesians 6, starting in verse 10 through 18. I'll just put that down there. It's really late and stuff, but I wanted to make this video for you. I'm reading from the New King James Version of the Bible, so I got my little Bible here, so we'll read. Finally, brothers, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. 11. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. 12. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, against the rulers of the darkness, of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. 13. Therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, that having done all to stand. 14. Stand, therefore, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness. 15. And having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. 16. Above all, take the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. 18. Praying always with all prayers and supplications in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. Now, when I was learning about the full armor of God, I didn't know what it was. A lot of people say put it on every day, and I was like, well, I didn't realize it was by faith and that you put these things on. And I thought, what store, where can I buy this? Where can I go and purchase these items and put them on? I thought physically, but I knew it was spiritually stuff. I knew it was spiritual stuff and instead of physical stuff. But in my mind, it was like, where do I put these things on? Where can I go and buy the items? Is by faith. Now, you might think that's very silly in thinking, but that's we think in the Christian world that a lot of people automatically know these things. Well, I didn't. I didn't ask anybody until I asked my husband many years later, and he told me it was by faith, and you don't go to a store and purchase these things. And how do we put on the full armor of God? We spend time in the Word of God, sharpening our armor, sharpening our faith. If you look at all these, if you take each one of these, it will tell you exactly what they are. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the enemy. So we see here in verse 11 that we have the armor of God to fight against the enemy. So it's it's like a protection. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. So it's not a physical thing that we're wrestling against, but it's a spiritual thing. But against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. So right there in number 12, it tells you that it's a spiritual thing, not a physical thing. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. And we see that the evil all around. Bad things happen, and the enemy is well alive and working even this today. We see it all around us. Wars and bad things happen, evil things. So when we do all we can do, pray and fast and read our Bible and go to church and fellowship with the believers. When we've done all that, we just stand on our faith. Stand therefore, having guard your waist with truth. So is the belt of truth, Having put on the breastplate of righteousness. So a breastplate, it covers your heart, your lungs, your main part of you. So it's that's my place. It's a breastplate of righteousness. Jesus is our righteousness. And having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. So it's shoes of peace. When you put on your shoes, you got peace that nothing's going to hurt your feet, so you won't get hurt. So you have peace. When you don't have peace, you feel like, oh man, where's the peace at? Well, your shoes are off spiritually. So you need to put on your shoes, and then you have peace. Having all, above all, take the shield of faith. So what does the shield do? What do they do? A shield is like it's like this book. I'm not going to promote a book to say, but it's like a shield. It guards you against the fiery darts of the enemy. When we have the shield of faith, our faith is high. And when it's low, we go, man, just wish I had more faith. Well, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. And then take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. So it's a helmet of salvation that it protects your thinking, it protects your mind, it protects your head. The helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. So this is a sword. This is a sword right here. It looks like a book, right? But it's a sword. In the spirit realm, it's a sword. And how we sharpen our sword is we read the Word of God, and it sharpens it. Praying always with all prayers and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to the end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. So prayer is part of the armor, praying for other people when you got a problem and you go pray for somebody that has that same problem. You feel depressed, you pray for people that are depressed. You're sick, you pray for people that don't feel well, and that's a great way to pray for people, and to be watchful to this end with all perseverance. So don't give up when your prayers, you feel like your prayers go from your mouth to the floor, and they drop, So I just want to encourage you with this little Bible study. I encourage you to get a good study Bible and study deeper about full armor of God. Okay, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.